Welcome to Joe Marquis Wagers. I am Joe Marquis. Today is Friday, December 22nd, 2023, and we're just a few days away from Christmas. I went 5-1 on Thursday night, and I was so close to hitting that parlay. Today, we are going to review the two Saturday games. The first game of the day is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The game starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC. The Bengals are favored by 2.5, and the game total is set at 38.5. There's a 47% chance of rain, and temperatures will be in the mid-40s with very little wind. The Bengals are on their second-string QB, and the Steelers will be playing their third-string QB. It's kind of been the story of the NFL season this year, is all the backup quarterbacks getting all this playing time. Ja'Marr Chase has been ruled out of this one for the Bengals, and the Steelers will be without safety Minkah Fitzpatrick. So I am actually going to play a side. I know I don't do that all the time, but I'm going to take the Bengals minus 2.5. It's less than a field goal. The Bengals have won 3 in a row, and they seem to be rallying around young Jake Browning. The Steelers are going in the opposite direction. They've lost 4 of 5. And man, I totally thought the Steelers would turn things around last week, but they didn't even look competitive against the Colts. I know Tomlin in the past has been great in this underdog role, especially at home, and that's kind of the play I made last week, expecting them to turn things around, and they just didn't. Something just doesn't seem right there in Pittsburgh. It's a pretty low game total, but I'm just not sure what to expect from their third-string quarterback, Mason Rudolph, and the Steelers. So instead, I'm just going to play the Bengals team total of 19.5. This total is under 3 touchdowns. Now, Tanner Hudson, the tight end for the Bengals, has been getting more involved in the offense. And with the Steelers' pass rush, he's going to be a good safety valve for Browning. There wasn't any value on his receptions prop. It was at minus 180. But I am going to play his yardage prop of 27.5. In the last 2 games, the Steelers have given up an average of twice this much to opposing tight ends. I'm also going to play the Jake Browning passing yardage prop of 232.5. In the last 3 games, he has passed for 324, 275, and 354. The Steelers have this reputation as a great defense, but they're ranked 20th in the league against the pass, and Fitzpatrick will not be playing in this game. What the Steelers have is a great pass rush, not necessarily a great pass defense or a great defense this year. But against a good pass rush, there's things you can do to combat that, and that's targeting the tight end, running backs out of the backfield, quick wide receiver screens, things like that. And those are all things that the Bengals are very good at. I also have 2 Mixon props I'm going to play. I'm going to play him to exceed his rushing prop of 46.5 yards. This is pretty low. He has exceeded this number in each of his last 3 games. The Steelers have also given up more than this to their opposing lead back in each of their last 3 games. I'm also going to play Mixon to have an anytime touchdown. He has 4 touchdowns in his last 3 games, and Chase will not be playing for the Bengals. So Mixon will probably be the focal point of the offense in this one. So I have 6 wagers on this game. If you wanted to play these 6 wagers as a same game parlay, it should come in around plus 4,500. The second game of the day is the Buffalo Bills at the Los Angeles Chargers. This game will be indoors. The Bills are favored by 12.5, and the game total is set at 42.5. The Bills have won 3 of 4 and still have a chance at the AFC East Division title. The Chargers have lost 4 of 5 and just fired their coach after that embarrassing beatdown they got from the Raiders last week. However, 12.5 points is a lot of points. The Chargers were expected to compete with the Chiefs for the division at the beginning of the year. They still have a lot of talent on this roster, even with Herbert on the IR. And teams always play better the game after firing their head coach. I'm going to take the points in this one too. The Bills will more than likely win this game, but I don't think they win by 13. The interim coach for the Chargers was their linebackers coach, so I think he focuses on the defense and he gives free reign of the offense to Kellen Moore. I'm going to play the Chargers to exceed their team total of 13.5 points. I mean, that's just 2 touchdowns. They should be able to get 2 touchdowns at home, and with the extra motivation after just losing their coach. I think one of the Chargers players to benefit the most from this is going to be tight end Gerald Everett. They're going to want to take pressure off that young QB, and tight ends are obviously great for this. I'm going to play Everett to exceed both of his receiving props of 3.5 receptions and 21.5 yards. The Everett yardage prop is my largest wager of the day. Interestingly, I could only find the Everett props on FanDuel. They were not even listed on DraftKings or Bet365. From the Bills side, I'm looking at James Cook. I'm going to play him to exceed his combined rushing and receiving yardage of 95.5. He has exceeded this number in all 3 of their last 3 games. I also think this new focus on running the ball has been a big reason for their late season success, and I don't see them getting away from this now. I was unable to play these 5 wagers in a same game parlay. FanDuel doesn't allow the combined rushing and receiving in their same game parlays, and then DraftKings and Bet365 didn't have the Everett plays. So this also affected my ability to play all 11 of my picks in a same game parlay. I was only able to do a 10 leg, which came in at plus 65.19. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, Joe Marquis Wagers, and good luck on all of your wagers on Saturday.